Today's we're going to explain chapter 15 of this wonderful book, and this is Lao Tzu, the Tao Te Ching, and it's basically living an unhurried life, because most of us are super busy with living our lives, and in the morning we wake up, we want things to go the way we plan it to be. So for example, we have to wake up our kids, for example, and then I tell them to hurry up, you have to brush your teeth, we have to eat breakfast and dress up and go to school. And sometimes it doesn't go the way you want to, and you get angry, and then there is arguments, etc., because you want to make sure that you also go on time to your office, because then your employer might be angry and said to you, why are you late, etc., and you don't want to blame it on your kids. Sometimes also in life, even though you don't have kids, you hurry up to go to school because things happen, and otherwise you miss the class or maybe other things in life. So every time we're trying to chase the bus, even though we buy a car and then you're in the traffic, or you're taking a public transport, subway or etc., they say, oh my god, after work there's so many people hurry to go to home and everything. Sometimes the next day also you wake up, do the same thing, and you wonder why are you really going to hurry? Every time things are so busy, and of course you want to sleep a little bit longer, and that's why it will be difficult. Because even clients or maybe your employer is asking you, hey, I just sent you an email, why you didn't respond? And then you look back and you say, you just sent me 5 minutes ago, I'm busy with other stuff, and then they were angry at you and they say, hey, okay, hurry up, reply to my email or reply to my demands. And that's the hardest part of having these days with all the electronics, even sometimes instant notifications from WhatsApp, WeChat, whatever, and then asking you to do something. So this is the life we live in, and basically how to cope with it. I'll give you 3 pointers that might be helpful about chapter 15, living an unhurried life. So number 1 is indeed try to wake up maybe 15 minutes or a half hour earlier. I personally wake up an hour earlier now because I know the benefits of it, but I try also to go to bed an hour earlier, which is harder. So training your kids as well, which I try to do, is let them to sleep 15 minutes to a half hour earlier so that they can wake up 15 minutes to a half hour earlier. So go to bed early is like go to bed, wake up also early, so that then you don't have those kind of hurry. It works sometimes, it doesn't work other times when they are tired or something like that, and if yourself as well. So what you need to do, or try to do that at least, is to put an alarm clock then 15 minutes earlier. Okay, just try 15 minutes first, because it will be compounding that then you do a half hour, and like me for now, 1 hour earlier. So if you wake up normally at 7 o'clock, try to wake up at 6:45 and sleep 15 minutes earlier. Even though you cannot sleep sometimes, just try, because then your brain will then be saying you, hey, how comes you're early today to bed? Normally you don't go that early. So that's number 1. Number 2 is when it comes to email and other notifications, of course you will be bombarded. It's quite to try to put the expectation low. I know people will say then you lose your job or something. It's not true, because if your employer or your client and even your partner always have the high expectation from you, then it becomes a habit. So sometimes, especially when you start working, you have a new job or you just married or anything like that, then they expect things that goes perfectly, right? You're the perfect partner, you're the perfect employee. So try to lower their expectation that you are fast or that you always respond, because one day or another then it will become difficult to basically meet the same standards that they have for you to set. So set the bar low as early as possible, so then they know, like, if you respond to email after 2 hours instead of after 10 minutes, Then they know, okay, then you're doing your job instead of. That's why I see a lot of my colleagues when I start working. Why they don't reply? It's because they said, oh no, you know later. I didn't understand when you're young. You say I'm going to reply my email quickly, you know, or anything, and then that's why it's called instant gratification. And then people expect then from you later on to have a quick email. I'm not telling you not to do that. I'm just telling you the importance. So if your employer who pays you asks you to do something, of course, or your client, then you respond quickly because they are the one that pay the paycheck. But if your colleague or your other from a different department asks you something, that can wait. So you have to basically put it on perspective, which one has urgency and important. I'll show you the way how to do that later in a different video. And also basically how you can cope that. A third thing that I want to share with you for today, so one is indeed your own private life, put an hour, 15 minutes then earlier, sleep earlier as well. The other one is your response. And the third way I will say is basically the goal setting. So that sometimes in life you put a goal that you want to, for example, buy a house within 5 years. And then you see you have to still rent because you have still other expenses to do. But don't remove the goal that you want to achieve, like buying a house or something, but lower your expectation a little bit about, let's say, if you earn a salary of 20,000 Hong Kong dollar per month, it's not a lot in Hong Kong, but let's assume that it increased over time to 40 to 50,000 when you just started. Then a house in Hong Kong is ridiculous because you cannot really buy a beautiful one. Even a lousy one will cost you around 6 to 7 million for a 2-bedroom Hong Kong dollar. It's true. So I highly recommend you then to still rent, but then put down the dates a little bit further and then try to lower the expectation to find a house that is maybe 5 million or 4 million so that you can have a achievement. The most important part is why you do that is that you don't hurry up to achieve that goal, because sometimes other things are very important to you depending on your age, depending on your desires, but then it will come to you once you put down the goals that you want, the dates that you expect to have, but then don't remove the goals that is very important to you, especially the top 5. But then slowly move the dates a little bit further, okay? Like a half year to a year or anything else. All right, I hope these 3 tips can help you. And before you go, I will just read it through. Otherwise, you can. We'll see you in the next chapter, chapter 16. So of old, he who was well versed in the way was minutely subtle, mysteriously comprehending. And too profound to be known, it is because he could not be known, and that he can only be given a makeshift description. Tentative, as if fording a river in winter. Hesitant, as if in fear of his neighbors. Formal, like a guest. Falling apart, like twining ice. Thick, like the uncarved block. Vacant like a valley, murky like muddy water. Who can be muddy and yet settling, slowly become limpid? Who can be at rest and yet stirring, slowly come to life? He who holds fast to this way desires not to be full. It is because he is not full that he can be worn and yet newly made. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do, or share this video with other people that might be helpful to them. Thank you. See you in the next chapter. Bye.